Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Female Founders in Retail Summer Challenge. My name is Catherine Erdley. I am the founder of Future Retail Consulting and the Female Founders in Retail Facebook group. I help women with small and startup businesses make more money, and I'm really excited that you've joined me today. So this is our very first challenge, and I can't wait to get started, tell you a bit more about the challenge, what we're going to be working on over the next 5 days. And if you've got any questions, please do feel free to pop them in the comments box, and I will go through any questions at the end. Otherwise, you can certainly always send me a message via the Facebook group or to my email, and I will be happy to help you. So this is our first ever 5-day challenge. We've had lots of new members into the group, so if you're new to us, you are so welcome, and I'm so excited that you're here. I am committed to giving support and guidance to people with small and startup retail businesses, and it's really important to me that I give you the kind of support that you actually want. So I had asked the group a couple of weeks ago if they would like to do a 5-day challenge, what they'd like the subject to be, and it was almost unanimous that what people really wanted to know about was something about how to reconnect with their customers during the summer, because you may well have experienced this in your business. It depends on, obviously, on your business and if it has particular seasonality, but many people find that when their customers have other things on their mind, suddenly, especially with all the great weather that we've been having in England, then suddenly shopping drops down people's list of things that they want to do. So let me tell you a little bit about how this challenge is going to work. So every day at 10:30, apart from Wednesday, I will be a bit later on a Wednesday. I think it's on Wednesday, it's going to be about 12:30. I will be going live. So I'll come into the group, I will give you a quick sort of 10 to 15 minute video going over the task for the day. If you join me live, you'll have the opportunity to ask any questions, otherwise you can put them in the comments afterwards in the replay. And then there will be, at the end of this, there'll be a task to complete. Now, I know that we're all really busy, so it's not going to be like hours of work to do. So there'll be a short video, and then there'll be a short task or a checklist almost to complete at the end. So what is the end result, really? What are we aiming for? After 5 days, you are going to have a campaign or a promotion, if you like, that you'll be able to roll out and to use it to engage with your customer, and you will have clear goals for that challenge as well, that promotion as well. So you will know what you want to achieve, who you're aiming it at, what your messaging is like, and how you're going to be spreading the word about it. The other thing that I'm really excited about is we're going to try having accountability buddies. So later on today, I'm going to pop a thread into the group. If you want to find yourself a buddy to do the challenge with, that you can pair up with, maybe somebody whose business is somewhat like yours, or maybe you would like to find someone whose business is completely different to yours, I don't know. But do come into the group, find an accountability buddy, and then you can kind of work with each other as you go through the challenge. Okay, so let's talk about why summer sales. What is the point of this challenge? Why are we even talking about it today? Well, as we said, there are other preoccupations for our customers during the summer. They may have a different routine to their normal routine. They may have different responsibilities if they have children who are home from school. And it can be a difficult time if you've had sort of good traction throughout the rest of the year. It can be very nerve-wracking if all of a sudden in the summer it gets a bit quiet. You may have thought about promotions in the past, but you may have been nervous about them, not sure how long you should run them for, where you should target them at, and you may have been worried about damaging your brand, because promotions are something that you do have to use very strategically. It's not something you can just do over and over again. And without getting onto my soapbox, I have definitely seen brands that have effectively eroded their brand equity by repeatedly promoting. And you probably all have in your mind 1 or 2 brands that you know that you would never pay full price because there's always going to be a promotion coming around the corner at some point. Laura Ashley, a former employer of mine, is somebody who springs to mind that you pretty much always know there's going to be some kind of mega day or something going on. So you may have thought about this, but you may have not been 100% sure the best way to approach it, when to do it, what to use, and you may have been worried about damaging your brand. So just to say quickly then, for those of you who are watching this, but you haven't actually signed up to the challenge using the sign up page, please do go ahead and do that right away. I will leave the link in the video comments. At the end, I'll tell you a little bit more about why that's so important, but for right now, let's jump in. The other thing I just wanted to say then, but before we get started, is that in an ideal world, any activity that you do as a business, whether it's a promotion, whether it's a giveaway, anything like that, should really be mapped out. If we were to be kind of working really strategically and in a completely organized, systematic way, the ideal is to map out all of your promotions right from the get-go. So I know that we're talking about a summer promotion right now at the end of July, but big retailers, to be effective, they plan their promotions out way in advance. So, for example, right now they're probably putting the finishing, well, they've probably already done their Christmas promotions, but they're probably working in their spring promotional plans. So if you, so that's my first point. So I just want to say that in the ideal world, we wouldn't be talking about summer promotions in the summer months, but let's be realistic. A lot of you maybe are still getting to grips with your promotional schedule. It's not something that you've got fully mapped out yet. If it's your first year of trading, you may not have expected the summer slump. So don't worry. What we're going to do, what I would like to stress though, is that the process that we walk through over the next 5 days is one that you can do well in advance. If you get to the point where you actually are kind of really on track with your promotional schedule and you are looking to plan it out in 6-month increments, you can still go through these steps that we're doing here and and use them far in advance to get ahead and still plan strategically. So that was my first point. So in an ideal world, don't plan your promotions at the time that you want to run them, but this particular example, this is a good time to start now about thinking about it more strategically and then apply this going forward to your longer term planning. So what exactly are we trying to come up with here? So and why would you use a promotion? Well, a promotion, quite simply, is a different topic of conversation for you to have with your customer, and it contains a very clear call to action. It may be, for example, buy at 20% off, or it may be come join my mailing list and sign up for a free gift. But what a promotion effectively is a call to action, and that's all it is. And it doesn't have to, it can involve a discount, and sometimes it doesn't. So what we're trying to create here is for you to really think about what is a message or a point of view that you can get across to your customer at this time in the year that makes sense to them according to their summer plans, and basically allows you to start a new kind of conversation with your customer. That's all that we're trying to get to here. You know, we'll get into the kind of mechanics of what you're offering a bit later on, but for right now, I want you to get that really clear in your mind, that the purpose of the whole exercise here is for you to make that connection with your customer. And sometimes in order to make a connection, you just have to have something new to say, something different to say, especially if what you're currently saying is maybe not having the results that you want. So the focus for day one is the customer. We have to start with what we all know is the most important part of your business. And I'm going to assume that you've all done and you've heard a billion different times that the real key to your business is understanding who your ideal customer is. So I'm going to work on the assumption that you all have in your mind your ideal customer, and if you've got more than one, you'll have clear ideas of the different customers that you have. So let's start there. You have got an ideal customer, but now I want you to think about not just thinking about them in general, but I want you to think about what is their life like in the summer. So, for example, you run a yoga wear company. You know that your ideal customer, her name is Jane, she's aged 24 years old and she lives in London. And then the second example I've got here is that you have got a customer who you sell candles. You know that your customer is 35 to 45 years old. She's house proud, and that's why she loves your candles, because they're beautiful. So that is the the sort of overarching customer ideal. Now, you may have a lot more detail to it than that. You may know a bit more about her interests, what she likes to do, where she likes to go. But when all's said and done, you have got in your mind a customer. So what I want you to do is to start trying to bring that customer to life even more, and to think about, are there any new pain points for her, especially related to the summer months? So if you have a yoga wear brand and your ideal customer is 24 years old and lives in London, and she teaches yoga, for example, she's somebody who goes to a lot of yoga classes, one of her pain points in the summer may be that it is really hot. And when she's in her yoga classes, I mean, of course, it could be hot yoga, but let's assume it's not for now, she is actually going to be feeling really hot during the yoga. Okay, so that's a new pain point, for example. And the next example that we use, the candle company, that customer who is 35 to 45, house proud, she may find that her pain point is that she's very house proud, and she loves her family, but she's got her family her kids in the house all day with her because now it's the summertime and they're off school. So that, for example, is maybe pain point's the wrong word, but it's a change in her circumstances. So all of a sudden, she's got a different set of circumstances because she's got her kids in the house with her. And then to put it all together then, how does your product solve her particular pain point for the summer? Again, going back to yoga wear, it's hot weather, so is there something about your yoga wear that makes it particularly breathable? Do you have a great range of sleeveless tops? Do you have a great range of crop trousers? Do you have something that really appeals to your customer when it is hot outside? The same with your candles. So how could it be different for your customer? Right, so she's house proud. There's a load of people in her house during the day when maybe she's used to having it more to herself. So maybe her candle becomes not just an accessory, but some kind of a retreat at the end of the day, that she wants to have a candlelit bath to just kind of relax and get a little bit of space back for herself. So that is your task for the day. And obviously what we're going to do is build on the messaging around that. But to start with for today, I want you just to take some time, and I want you to think about what your ideal customer is up to right now. So again, as I said, it's different from just thinking about who your ideal customer is, because you may know a lot of detail about your ideal customer, but really have a think, especially, if they've not been coming to you and buying, what are they doing? Is it because they're traveling? If your customer is younger, sort of in their early 20s, could it be that they are experiencing a lack of social life because everybody else is away and traveling? Or conversely, could it be that they're stuck in their office because, going away during the school holidays is so expensive, so they're not traveling? So really have a think about what they're doing, how they're feeling, any new pain points that come up, and specifically how those pain points could relate to your product. Because that is the key here, is you want to insert yourself very much into the mind of your customer and try and understand, get an idea of what it is that they're going through right now. So that is day one, task one. Please do go ahead and sign up for the challenge using the link. As I said, I would tell you a little bit more at the end. So the reason for that is because you're going to get your video replay, you are going to get an email, and then that's also where I'm going to be sending the actual task. So sign up for the email if you haven't done already. You will get the task sent to you. You'll be able to download it, print it out, fill it out, and tomorrow, please come back, and we're going to be talking about the different kinds of offers that you can then start to build around what your customers' pain points are. And the other thing I want to say is, please do come back into the group once you've done this challenge, once you've done your task for the day. Come back in. I'm going to pop up a thread for everyone to come in and tell us a little bit about what your customer is up to during the summer. So yeah, that's it from me. Any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I will look forward to hearing later on what it is that your customer is up to right now in the summertime. Bye.